scam artists, Ponzi schemes, the public being left in line at the bankruptcy courts. We've seen this story before.
What's up, you fraudsters, you hucksters, and you scam artists? How's it going? What's up, Julio? Need to smoke a bit more. Yeah, man, you need to smoke a lot bit more. And why don't you crack yourself a drink, because PulseChain is collapsing. Hex is going crazy. There's so much FUD. There's so much things to talk about. We're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you why I have a bullish outlook, even though it's not the most popular thing right now. All right. So what's up, Marcavelli? Illuminati. What up, TD? What up, Born Yesterday? How you guys doing today? Why don't we DCA into the like button? Everybody who has DCA'd into Bitcoin since 2009 is in profit. So if you want to be in profit, let's DCA into the like button nice and slowly. What's up, Chaztown? What's going on? It's all good. It really is all good. This is just typical cryptocurrency programming, and we're going to get into a little bit of that. So check it out. We're going to start out while everybody starts to join into the chat and everything like that. I want to start out with the S&P 500 because it has broken really critical resistance, and it's in bull market territory. In fact, the S&P 500 is only 11% from all-time highs. All right. Now, I know the narrative, and if you look at CNBC, if you look at Bloomberg, if you look in any Telegram chat, if you look at Twitter, your favorite YouTuber, insert his name here, everybody's waiting for a recession. A recession is coming. Mass layoffs. It's going to be 2008. It's going to be worse. It's going to be a Great Depression, buy gold now, that's the going narrative. And that's what the herd is doing. That's what the Matrix is saying. And since when have we ever trusted that? I know this is tinfoil hat, and I'm saying we could go into some kind of nasty deflationary recession. Yes, that could happen. The S&P 500 can find new lows. But if it does, bro, look, what do you think's more possible? The S&P 500 goes up 11% or it goes down 20% to new lows. Coming back down here, back through the bear market trend line, not finding support on it, nothing. And going to new all-time lows, that's possible, but we would need a black swan event. And I'm not going to live my life waiting for a black swan event, thinking that's something like China's going to invade Taiwan or some crazy shit's going to happen. I'm not going to live my life like that. And I am accumulating right now with my base case being the 4-year Bitcoin cycle. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but you can see this line right here. It's very critical right here. This was Cozy 19. This line, okay, is the dip from Cozy 19 right here. This is when it happened. March, it should be. No, this is Cozy 19. Scratch that. I thought that. Okay, scratch that. But yeah, so we did find some support here back in September 2021, the September 30th, 2021. We have some key data points right here. This was a big rejection off of this rally, and now we are pretty much above it. We're above 4,300. The whole world is watching this right here. It is technically bull market territory. And even though crypto has a lot of FUD and stuff going on with the SEC and Gary Gensler and all that bullshit and all the lawsuits. And we'll get into some of that FUD and some of that in a little bit here. But overall, the markets are rallying. We're talking about next week. We have the CPI, we have Powell, we have rate hike, right? If we take a look at the CME futures, the Federal Reserve does not like to surprise the markets. The markets are pricing in a pause, all right? They're pricing in a pause in rate hikes. That's going to be the first time since all of this mess happened. People are feeling bullish. They are rallying, and I just don't, unemployment numbers aren't bad. There are some warning signs like the inverted yield curve and things like that. And people are saying it is recessionary. Yeah, it is and everything. I'm not saying it's different this time, but I'm saying the herd is always wrong. The herd is waiting for a recession. Meanwhile, while you're waiting for a recession, the S&P 500 is in bullish territory. All right. So I've been arguing that we've been in a recession the whole time, that it's been a inflationary recession. When people associate a recession to deflation, that prices of things are going down, but it can be an inflationary recession. In deflationary recession, you don't have enough money to buy anything. There's no money. in an inflationary recession, you don't have enough money to buy anything. It's too expensive. You know what I mean? So I'm not, we might have some kind of big crash or whatever. I'm fine with that, but I have already started to DCA into my positions. I have plenty of dry powder. We've been prepared for this. Remember on this channel, I was telling you guys during this rally right here. Let's go back to let's take a look at Bitcoin really quick. Do you remember this is supposedly the most hated rally, right? This is the cucked everybody. Everyone was trapped out of it. I was only in 50%. I was telling you guys, like, I'm only in 50%, you know, which I seem dumb and not popular opinion. But now I'm DCAing with that dry powder. Now PulseChain is out and I'm sending money over the bridge and I'm buying PulseChain. I'm accumulating it slowly, you know. So now I kind of feel like a genius, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I see this finding support. I see Bitcoin. And remember, guys, I drew this line right here in the last stream. In the last stream, you can see, look at the support here. And we have the 200 exponential moving average, and we have the Fibonacci pivot. Oh, shit. We can't even see. Hold up. Sorry about that. This right here. I'm a mess. All right. I drew this line right here for the S&P 500 or for Bitcoin in the last stream, and we came down here and found support on it. And look at all these confluent indicators. We have the 200 exponential moving average. We have the S2 Fibonacci pivot. We have these supports right here, and we are finding support. We wicked down there, a little bit of a front run, and now popped up. Now this does look like it's about to roll over and come back down and retest this zone just because of all the FUD. But I think that we are going to find support on this 25K area, and I think we're going to pop up and start going up to like 32K again. I think anything above like 32K, once we break out of that, it's like the bull market's on. You know, just like the S&P 500, you have the 4,300 range, which we have taken out. You can see we have taken this out. You can, I think that's 32,000 for Bitcoin. And once we pump up through there, I would say that the bull market has started. Base case, the 4-year cycle theory for Bitcoin. And now you could see that the only time that we flash crashed before the halving was because of COVID. This is the only time. The other two halvings, we pumped into it. And then after the halving, we've gone exponential. And I think that's going to happen again. We have 322 days left until the halving. And yes, this could happen again, where we have this big crash, right before, and then rocket out. But I think it's going to be kind of a little bit boring sideways and upwards trajectory. I think we're kind of bounce here and go upwards. You could see, looking at the consolidations from the most hated rally that trapped everyone off 15K. You know, it's doing very similar. You know, initial rally, pause, continuation, consolidation, fake out, continuation, bear trap, boom. And the bear trap, see, this chart is old. The bear trap is to 25K. This dude predicted it, except it's in June, but this dude was predicting it. And all of this is coming, you know, from the whole Gary Gensler BS, Binance getting sued by the SEC. Binance US is over here saying trading, staking, deposits, and withdrawals in crypto remain fully operational, but they have stopped US dollar deposits as of June 9th. USD trading pairs will be delisted this week. This basically going to be a crypto to crypto exchange at this point. You have Robinhood, they're delisting like Polygon, they're delisting Cardano and things like that. The things that are involved in the SEC lawsuit, you know. But this is all temporary, in my opinion, because this is just all fear driven right now, because this lawsuit is going to take 4 or 5 years or even longer. And we might have a regime change and Gensler might not be around if the Republicans take over in 2024, and everything will be back as usual. I mean, even FTX is trying to restart. FTX, the ones that caused this mess. And people are saying that even Silvergate and all these bank failures, like the SBV or whatever, all these bank failures they're saying is because of FTX. These guys were the biggest fraudsters out there, just literally a crime spree. And these guys are planning to restart. And you guys are worried about Coinbase and Binance and Gary Gensler making scary videos and stuff like that. Nah, man, They have no teeth. I'm not worried about it. I mean, it sucks. It's troubling and it's kind of stunting it. But the initial fear, uncertainty, and doubt that the SEC lawsuit causes is going to blow over after a couple of weeks. People aren't really going to be talking about it anymore. It's going to be business as usual. And we do have the S&P 500 in bull market territory. I just think that we're selling right now would be a bad idea. I think accumulating right now would be a good idea. I think it's going to be like, this feels like 2019 to me. This feels like, this really does feel like 2019 to me. But the rally was much, much bigger. You had the huge, you had the huge rally, big consolidation right here. This is COVID-19, pop through, and then DeFi summer. So I'm waiting for the DeFi summer. And I think I'm in the best place. I think I have the best seat in the house because I'm in a new layer one. And I'm DCAing into it. I'm building my position into that. I'm yield farming. And I'm doing what you were supposed to be doing last 2019. Last 2019, I was just dabbling. And I like stumbled across Hex and made a bunch of money, you know? So this is our new 2019. What are you doing with it? Are you yield farming? Are you stacking? Are you staking? What are you doing? Are you leaving? Imagine if you left in 2019 before DeFi summer, you know? That shit would be crazy, bro. Like you would cry. You would seriously cry. So I'm really not trying to I'm really trying to do what you're supposed to do. And if that means that I'm going to go off the cliff with the shit and crypto's over and blah, blah, blah. You know, in 2019, we had the same narrative. It was that Tether was going to blow up and the whole pump was fake from the last bull market. And all of this is crypto's dead. And we had, you know, Dr. Doom, whatever his name is, going up before Congress and talking all that shit. And we had FUD too. We had legal FUD. We've always had legal FUD in cryptocurrency. It's one or another. If you focus on FUD, it's always there. It's always around. So it's up to you, you know, like what you want to do. This is not financial advice, but I'm DCAing in the shit. And I have plenty of dry powder. And right now it's coming in really handy. So, but yeah, we'll get into some of the Hex drama and some of the PLS drama. But yeah, I mean, just crypto spot trading right here. It says crypto spot trading volumes in sexes has hit hard in May, falling to 2019 levels. Like I said, man, it feels like 2019 right now. And I don't know, like we had the DeFi summer. I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's really nice to be in a shiny brand new L1. If we really don't have the heat, knock on wood, of like Polygon and all them. I mean, that right there, like as of right now, bro, like the whole Polygon thing and the whole like Cardano being involved in the Binance lawsuit as securities is actually kind of like bullish for PulseChain for now. Like I'm not sure if something's going to happen and PulseChain's going to get some sort of legal trouble or whatever, but it can't really be delisted. You know, I mean, we do have OKX, but I mean, like who's going to delist a decentralized platform? And that's and I believe that it's in a way, in a weird way, I believe that PulseChain is ahead of the game because like the whole Hex ecosystem is really off of like centralized exchanges, really away from like the big VCs and groups and stuff like that, and all the organization part of it, you know, like a Binance building filled with people, you know, with that are managing these accounts is sort of like expectations or like a common enterprise. Like there really isn't much of a common enterprise. It's almost like crypto has to go below ground in a weird way. So I feel like it's ahead of the curve in that sense, you know? And furthermore, you know, you've seen Cardano and you've seen Polygon, you know, get implicated in this lawsuit, but they only went down like 5%. Like a lot of people really don't give a shit. A lot of people don't or have capitulated already. So I feel like we're a little bit ahead of the curve with this. It's like, all right, well, we're on dexes, we're already underground. So it's like our risk is a lot lower than some of these really centralized tokens like BNB. You know what I mean? So, and as BNB gets delisted places, as Polygon gets delisted places, as Cardano gets delisted places, where's this economic energy going to go? You know, I feel like it's a lot of it could go into PulseChain. And already ETH was so clogged and Bitcoin was so clogged when we had the most hated rally. That rally off 15K, that's literally the world's most hated rally. When we were having that and Bitcoin and Ethereum is completely clogged, Now we don't have Polygon. I mean, we still have it, but I mean, it's not as easily accessible. Where's this economic energy going to go? I feel like this economic energy is going to just boil over and go into PulseChain. Whether you hate Richard, you love Richard, the fees are cheap here. There's development here. There's cool shit going on here. There's a bridge. There's everything you need right here. I think it has no choice but to swell up in value and in transaction value, or in transactions, volume, and market cap. I think just simply with how much economic energy is overflowing. But let me get up into the chat a little bit. Then we're going to talk about PulseChain and some of the hex FUD and shit like that. Can't see the chart. Yeah, sorry about that, bros. Sorry about that. What's up, Marcel? What's up, Julio? But yeah, let's take a look. Taking a look at Dex Screener, you can see PulseChain is number 4 in volume. It's got 88.8 million volume. A lot of that is just sell side volume right now, as people are freaked out, you know, and selling and panicking and getting out of hex. A lot of your, you know, t-shirt hexicans, the guys are wear the hats and do the silly dances and stuff, you know, they're wrecked. You know, like the average price for hex buys is like around 10 cents, you know. So people are wrecked and they're down like 90% and shit like that, and panicking and capitulating and leaving. And that's causing this volume. So it's all like pretty much sell side volume. Our nearest competitor, Arbitrum right here, is like 159 million in volume. I don't know where that came from. That is a lot of freaking volume. And BSC, I got a feeling that BSC is also a lot of people capitulating and leaving. We do have, there's some green candles up here, but we do have like 330 million in volume. I mean, like R88 ain't shit on that. You know, it's almost 4x the volume. It's going to be hard to take them out. And Ethereum over here is like 566 million in 24-hour volume. I mean, that's like 6x. But I mean, it is possible to be up here. The main story, the moral of the story is that, dude, PulseChain is in the top 4 chains right now as far as volume. So, dude, it's just going to spill over from here and down. Yeah, so I'm still bullish on it. I'm not too worried about it. Now, we do have your friend Sami. He was saying that now yesterday, the God Whale sent 800 million hex to some crazy like Bank X, like shady contract. Everyone thought it was going to rug. Everybody panic sold. We flushed to my target of half a penny. And now they're saying that an anonymous person, part of Bank X sacrifice, has contacted me with more insight and information, saying that he believes that it's not a rug. Okay, trust me, bro. I know an anonymous bro. Like, it's crazy, man. Like trying to the mental gymnastics that I've seen in the last 24 hours over hex has been insane. I mean, we've had people like saying that the God Whale did that to kill E hex and push people to P hex, and it's like 5D chess, and they're coming up with all these tinfoil hats and shit like that. But God Whale's known to send money to shitty contracts and Ys and all kinds of other things because he's God Whale. And 800 million hex ain't shit anymore. You know, a penny. You know what I mean? It's not big weight anymore for somebody like the God Whale. So I don't think there's any conspiracy theory. And I also don't think that Richard Hart is choosing P hex. He did have a tweet and he was saying that P hex is looking like a clear winner. And that very well may be the case, but I think that was just a factual statement. I don't think he's trying to kill E hex or anything like that. So that's all kind, like, to me, that's all kind of nonsense. I'm not into all that too much tinfoil hat and bullshit, but we can look at hex really quick. Do I even, man, I don't even have hex anymore up here. All right, where am I at? Oh, there it is. Holy shit. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy that I managed to sell 12 cents. That is so crazy. It just blows my mind. I mean, I felt like it was a local top. At the time, in my mind, I was like, all right, I think it's a local top, and then we're gonna come up here to like the 18-cent range to the 20-cent range. I thought we're gonna come up like right in this area. But I had no idea that this was going to happen. Like, I honestly didn't. I just knew that I needed to stay the hell out of it. Like, after I sold right here, it came down and came down, and I put a signal on my Telegram. I'm not making this up. It's almost hard to believe that I sold 40 cents and 12 cents. I just can't fucking believe it myself. You know, and then because I just sold the news. I did what I'm supposed to do. I did the theory of trading, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. V3 came live, I sold. It hit my take profit, I sold. And then it just kind of boom, boom, boom. Once you see this cascade, and it's like, okay, we're below the 21 exponential moving average. We're rejecting it right here. Come back up. We touch it. Try to bust through it 3, 4, 5 times. We had some crazy volatility. Now, remember, I think this was mainnet launch candle. This Darth Maul candle is a mainnet launch, and after that, I mean, I knew it was a done deal. And I thought we all did in a weird way. I thought we all were on the same page, like I gave the signal to sell at 12 cents. I thought we were all on the same page that like PulseChain was kind of going to steal the show, that it was going to suck up everything. It's going to hoover it all up because it's a new shiny L1 blockchain and people are going to be interested in it and to stay out of Hex, But I did have some more liquid and I ended up selling at about 4.5 cents. And I did that. I ended up selling. Where did I sell it? I must have sold over here somewhere. That would make sense because it's a couple days after launch. And I was like, oh, I don't know what Hex is going to do because remember it was pumping and like the ratios and shit. But I was like, nah, I picked PulseChain and I put all that shit in the PulseChain. So I'm lucky I have no liquid Hex for a year. By then I hope Hex recovers. But dude, how do you do TA on this? It hit this, it got front run at about 6 cents right here. Remember, this was our target, our recent target. And I mean, it went right through there. We got a Darth Maul candle here. This is a candle that means indecision. And yeah, dude. If we can get above, if Hex can get above 0.01159, this blue line, I think it could have some sort of a little bit of a relief rally. But this candle does not inspire a whole lot of confidence, no matter who's shilling on Twitter and trying to get you to buy this thing. This doesn't give me a lot of confidence right here. But the dump was arrested and kind of at the S1 pivot. So if we can get above, the 21 exponential moving average, things are going to start looking up and up. Right? If it can get above that average, but as of right now, it looks bad and I'm staying away from it. This is more than catching a falling knife. This is catching a falling cement truck. I would just stay away from it. Like over here, I mean, the dump wasn't even as bad over here, and I knew to stay away from it. Looking at this, I'm like, man, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Unless Bitcoin turns around, and it's flushing right now, unless Bitcoin turns around or something, and it looks like the market's swelling up again, then I'll probably stay away from that right there. At least give me a couple more candles and let me know what the hell it's going to do. Because this candle is indecision. Nobody knows if we're going up. Nobody knows if we're going down. We got PulseChain, we got P-Hex, we got PulseChain on Ethereum. All the liquidity for Hex is split into 3 pairs right now. And it's like, bro, what do you even buy? Like, I'd rather just stay out of it, bro. I'd rather stay out of it for right now. I would be interested in buying some Hex, but I need a little bit. I need a little bit more the price to show itself what it's going to do. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? Yo, CWR. So happy you're back streaming WoofPack. Thank you, man. I'm a little bit rusty, Million, but we're getting there. Julian, we are more in depression than a capitulation scenario. Even hardcore fans get frustrated, either DCA or just diamond hands. Yeah, I mean, this technically, when you have scenarios like this is when you should perk up and pay attention. And this is why I always have dry powder. This is I wouldn't mind buying some, especially PLS, right around the SAC price. I was saying the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm buying below SAC. There was a couple of bullish scenarios and people posting charts, but I was like, yo, I'm buying below SAC. This looked like a descending triangle to me. I know this is not very clean right here. This trend line is not very clean. But yeah, I mean, it was clearly a pattern. Even if it wasn't a clean cut pattern, I mean, this is clearly a bearish pattern, even though it might not be an exact descending triangle on the bottom trend line right there. But yeah, you can see now we got PulseChain flushing down through this trend line. It almost validates it. You can see how it was rejecting and finding support there for a bit. It's good enough. But yeah, now we're through the S1 pivot, kind of floating in here, rejecting up here. I'm not buying yet. I'm just providing yield, but I will be buying this. I will be buying more. I was buying down here. I was buying this trend line like right from here and then here. Thought it was a genius when we had this little breakout, this little green shoot, and then right back down. So We're talking about, guys, here's what we got going on. We have a bear market overall. Well, S&P is just breaking out of 4,300, which signals bull. But let's say we're in a macro bear market. We're in a capitulation for Hex. We have God whale FUD. Like the world has literally thrown everything at us and aliens. Everything. And here's where we're at. You know, we're at sack price. We're at break even. So you're basically, if you sacked Hex during like day 1, day 2, whatever, you still have 10-cent Hex. You know what I mean? Like it's still flat. You skip the bear market. It's like Richard tweeted that you fast forwarded the bear market. So it's not that bad, you know, but I would like to scoop up some more cheap Hex. And I would always say this. I know you probably heard me say this a bunch of times, but I'm really enjoying the yield farming. I'm really enjoying farming USDC PLS. And I like adding to my pool. I like buying and adding to my pool and getting that ink and converting it into whatever shit coins. Like I converted into P Pepe, and it's like 2x right now. So that's a good one. Or it's like 1.86x right now. So that's pretty cool. And I got some link. I got some P link under the theory from my buddy Rob that says if we provide liquidity, if we provide value on these Hex or on these PulseChain copies, these P pairs, that the people like normies are going to come, you know? And my theory is that there is so much economic energy that these chains have clearly not been able to handle. They got clogged, that it's going to spill over anyway. But the two together could really cause some super adoption, you know? I'm bullish on this. I think adoption's coming. I think the SEC doesn't have any teeth. I think the best thing they can do is FUD. And man, is Gary Gensler, he is just squeezing as much juice out of this shit as he possibly can. You know, he's like tweeting every day and fudding every day because that's all he has. That's all he can do. They're just trying to kill it. They're trying to actively kill crypto. But here's the thing. They're not going to be able, they might be able to kill the crypto industry in the United States, the innovation and investment into cryptocurrencies and projects. They can kill innovation, but they can't kill crypto. That's the thing. They can only kill innovation in United States. It's really shooting yourself in the foot. Gary Gensler is on a crusade. That's why he was hired, and they want to destroy it. But these clowns that are in power right now, they're on their way out the door because I honestly can't imagine anybody voting for these guys back in. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish. I'm bullish to the 4-year cycle theory, and I'm accumulating. I'm sticking to the plan. And all these are unpopular opinions, and that's why my channel never got big. You know, like I was telling people to sell at 40 cents. Nobody wanted to hear it. You know, now I'm telling people, yo, like the shit's turning around. Look at the S&P 500. It's over 4,300. It's in bull market territory. It's 11% from all-time highs. You might want to perk up. I know the narrative is recession. We're all going to die. You know, aliens are coming. All this shit, all this crazy stuff, you know, war, you know, all this shit. But like, I just think the herd is always wrong. And I think if we do have some sort of hiccup, I don't think that they're going to allow us. I honestly don't think that the powers to be are going to allow like a nasty recession like 2008 again. I think they're going to print. I think they're going to do every accounting trick. I think there's banks are going to get absorbed by other banks. You know, we already had a banking crisis. We already have an uptick in unemployment. We've already had negative GDP growth. I think the recession, the main part of the recession was those first two GDP prints when everyone was like, hey, technically we're in a recession. Remember those? And then there were but the Treasury, like Janet Yellen and Powell was like, well, technically we're not because unemployment is low, historically low. So like, I just think that the worst is behind us. I'm sorry. I know it's unpopular. I know that everybody's expecting a recession and it could happen. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a crystal ball, but the S&P 500 is in bull market territory. So what do you want to do? You want to wait for a recession and then buy the bags at the end? You know, I'm not telling you to go balls deep and go all in and spend all your money. I'm just saying, just DCA. We're 322 days from the halving. So that's just what I'm doing, you know, and yield farm because it's fun. And it's way better than Hex because I get rewards all the time. I don't have to wait 5 years, you know. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm at with that. What's up, Brian? What's up, Marcin? Hey, shout out to the Crypto Cowboys, by the way. Julio, if something happens to P-Hex, they will come back to E-Hex. Well, I don't really know, man. I think Hex and P-Hex and E-Hex and E-Hex on Ethereum on E-Hex from Ethereum on PulseChain, all that shit. I think it's going to be all right, but I just think it's going to take a back seat for right now. So if you have a long-term time horizon and you love this token, then go ahead and get it. To me, it's antiquated. To me, I'm waiting for the next big thing. I'm waiting for, this is 2019, and I know DeFi summer is coming. A DeFi summer like event is coming. And does that mean we're going to get in 2024? Does that mean we're going to get a coin from 2020 that's a simple staking contract that pays rewards in its own token? Is that what you think is going to be the hype in the next cycle? Is that the horse that you're betting on? Like, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. But I would like some Hex. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at Hex, and I think it's gonna pump. But I'm not riding on that shit. I'm kind of riding on PLS and accumulating as much PLS as I can, because I'm going to use that PLS to chase the next DeFi summer, whatever that may be. That's undetermined. We had the yield farming phase. We had the NFT craze. We had, the Hex craze. We had, a bunch of different narratives. And I'm waiting for that next big narrative that's going to pump the markets. In traditional markets, it's AI. And the AI thing is so ridiculous, and it pumped the shit out of Nvidia. Like, just because they had in their earnings call, look at that gap up. Just hold on, just because in their earnings call they're saying that they're gonna provide computing power to AI, and it just went batshit crazy. AI is the big hype train inside traditional markets, and it's taking away tech market share from the crypto space. And then if you add on top of that, the Gary Gensler, that bald fuck, and his shenanigans, if you add that on top of that, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. And also remember, Bitcoin got really clogged from BRCs, and people panicked from that. So right now, crypto is the underdog. So instead of buying the top of the AI bubble, buy the bottom of the crypto bubble, because that shit's going to roll again. It's still here, and it's still going to be something. I still think that it's going to pump to new all-time highs. But yeah, AI right now. So is it going to be like a crypto AI something? I don't know. I'm not buying it. We can look though. We can look at AGIX. If I even have it still, I kind of quit following it. ARB. But yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Unless you guys have any questions. PulseChain needs to be tested yet. I have my copy. Yeah, PulseChain is still in the rollout phase. I mean, we really don't have a proper bridge yet. I think Power City is coming. They have a lot of brilliant developers. There's a lot of good, brilliant, smart developers in the PulseChain ecosystem. They're going to build new things. And who knows, maybe they're going to build the next new thing. Right now, it's just memes, and that's okay. That's kind of how things start out. But we're still waiting for that big, serious project that puts PulseChain on the map. All it's going to take, if you want adoption, all it's going to take is one seriously popular project. All it takes is a Pepe. All it takes is a Doge. All it takes is one popular project, something new, something flashy, something innovative. Everyone's going to flock to PulseChain. Everyone's going to bridge over. That's my opinion. There is 5 different cases where I think PulseChain is going to pump. One, the spillover effect. Ethereum and Bitcoin is not going to be able to support all of the volume and the herd of people that are coming in for this next cycle. They just can't, literally and physically can't support it. The spillover effect. Then you have, Polygon, Cardano, and BNB. These guys are now in a legal battle with the SEC. So they're kind of taboo. So that's number 2. Number 3, all we need is one pump token, one thing that just catches fire, one hit single. You know what I mean? That's going to bring a bunch of adoption here. So building. And the 4th is PRCs. PRCs coming online. People I'm buying up Link, and I'm buying up P Pepe, and I'm buying up a few other things. I'm buying some stuff. Oh, and what's the other one? anyways, yeah, so I'm buying up a bunch of shit. And I think that if there is value and you have a copy, you are likely to come over, even if you're going to come over and try to dump later on, you'll be like, this shit's all right. It's silky smooth. I like how it works. The fees are low. Maybe I'm going to just chill. Like, oh, you dumped it into PLS. Great. Like go buy something else kind of thing. And then I just think that that PulseChain is going to climb the rankings on Deck Screener. It's going to come up here. I think it's going to unseat BSC. I think it's going to unseat Arbitrum. I think it's going to be right here underneath Ethereum by the end of this year. So that's all it takes. But yeah, taking a look at PulseChain. Let's take a look at some of the tokens. Here's Pepe. This shit I'm 2x on for some weird reason. And I bought here in my buy zone. I was buying right here, I believe. Let's see if I'm right. Or if this is the wrong chart. Yep. Yeah, that's about right. I was buying down here, though, I felt like. So where are we at here? Where's the other Pepe? But yeah, I was buying in my buy zone. I was just doing my thing. I didn't say it because I didn't want to get busted with my wallet address. But yeah, I was buying in my buy zone, bro. Oh, you know what it is? I bet you it's because I was on the 15-minute chart. And now it's in my 4-hour chart. No. But yeah, I was buying down here somewhere. So cool. I'm down with that. Let's see. Incentive token. Damn, man. This thing keeps dumping and dumping. Right now, I've just kind of been hodling my incentive token, hoping that we get like some kind of relief rally and I can dump into like 23 cents. But damn, I'm still trying to get to like $1,000 a day in earnings. So I keep building my pool, But with this shit going down and down and down, can we do TA on that? Is that crazy? Is it crazy to do TA on an incentive token? Let's look. It looks just like a descending channel and nothing special. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything special in here or any reason. All I see is this trend line right here. This is a good trend line to follow. It looks like it's just stair-stepping straight into hell. I mean, it's just, we'll move that down just a little bit like this so it touches more candles. There you go. There's your trend line for incentive token. Maybe we can float through here. You see it's kind of flattening out right here, like it's trying to flatten out a little bit. Let's see if we can at least float through here. Then that'll be bullish. Yeah, you should be selling your incentive token. Don't hodl it. That's degen. Am I right? WPLS. Yeah, Inc. Damn. We were up at 84. Oh, shit. Crazy. P-Rex. Is it on here? Is P-Rex on here? But the clowns like Max Kaiser support Gary. Well, you want to know why they support Gary? That's the fucked up thing. And I saw like Kevin O'Leary doing it too. And they were saying, hey, they were telling Coinbase, they were telling Brian Armstrong, why don't you just admit that these are securities, basically make a deal with the devil, and they'll let Bitcoin ride. That's what they want to do. The Bitcoin maxis want all coins to die because they want all the market share. They want it to be only Bitcoin. And why would they want that? Is it because they want world peace? Because they want financial freedom for the world? The bank, the unbanked? Fuck no. Because that's what they're holding. And they want their bag to pump. And they don't give a shit if they nuke the rest of the crypto world. That's even better for their bag. I mean, you do the same if like you're holding all your shit's holding Hex and you're like, oh yeah, everything except Hex is a security. You're trying to like kiss ass to the regulators to make that happen so that everybody has only one choice to buy, and that's your bag. So yeah, it just shows you the kind of people that they are. It just shows you that they're really not that interested in freedom. They're really not that interested in all of that shit that they talk. They just want their bags to pump. That's it. Why am I not posting more short videos during the week? Because I own a business that's seasonal. I'm just getting killed right now. And I just don't have that much time, to do that. Those things take me like 6 hours to do. So it's a lot of work, and it's like it doesn't get that much views and shit anyway. So I just kind of whatever. I'd like to again. I'd like to get it going again just for fun for the LOLs, but I mean, yeah. How long do you see Pulse going? What do you mean? How long do I see Pulse going? Like as far as it being operational, or do you mean going down? Let's take a look at Pulse again real quick. I see a lot of people using the OKX chart, which is really interesting. The OKX chart actually dropped a new low. Let's take a look at it. It's versus the USDT pair. You can see this is the March 23 low. We actually have a higher low on the deck screener one, or this one. See, we have a higher low. We haven't breached this area right here. But on OKX, which I don't know how much liquidity they have. Let's look. Which on OKX, how much volume is that? Do they say? Volume is 4.29. What? This is insane if this is real. You're telling me there's 4.9 billion in volume on PLS USDT on OKX? That's insane, bro, if that's true. That can't be true. Because if you look at Deck Screener, PulseChain, there's only 88 million total. You're telling me there's 4.2 billion. That has to be a mistake. Right? What? All right. Well, supposedly, I don't believe it. But yeah, it did drop a new low. And you know what that means? That we're going to find some support pretty low. And if you look at the Fibonacci pivots, let's take a look at the 4 hour. There we go. So that would give us a target. Look at this, man. How can literally, if all you did was turn Fibonacci pivots on, you would be an expert trader. Look, with primary here, if you sold the 21 exponential moving average and you just let it go, you could have got faked out right here. But we had no confirmation. If you had some confirmation on this line, it's just a wick. So, and then you followed it. We rejected the S1 right here. Reject, validating this pivot, validating this support and resistance line. And then you came down and touched the S2. That shit's crazy, bro. Like, this is all you need. This asset has barely able, this thing has been on OKX since the May 23rd. Oh, okay. So we haven't. This is the actual May 23rd. Let me look. Yeah, May 23rd. Okay, so we haven't taken out the low. We have not taken out the May 23rd low. That's just when it got listed. So you can't really use this candle at all. But we have taken out this. What the fuck? Oh, okay. It's May 23, retard. But yeah, so it did take out this low. So that means, and we're finding support on the S2 pivot. Well, if it's followed these pivots in lockstep, even the R1, look at that. What about the R2? And that one's a little bit more shady. R3, that didn't work out very well either. So that would say that S3 is next, which would be 804. 804, I'd probably put a BTC in, to be honest. If we come down to that pivot, if we flush down to there, that's the capitulation for sure. Yeah, if we go down to this area 800. And how far down is that from here? 26%. It can happen, bro. We could flush 26%. If Bitcoin falls, let's look at Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin falls, look, we already found support at 25.4 though. Shit. Now let me look at the daily real quick. Yeah, if Bitcoin actually comes down here and tests the S2 pivot, my line right here, this support line at 25K, I could see us falling and flushing. More FUD that comes out, Gary Gensler doing more bullshit, his circus act. It could happen. It definitely could happen. 800. So it's 500 on the daily, but I don't know, man. 500? I don't think so. But on the 4 hour, I think this is more accurate because we really don't have much data to go with to go on the daily. So I believe it'll be less accurate. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is back to 804. So yeah, I would say target here. Let's draw a little something. probably this area right here. If you want to front run right here. Come on, what the fuck? This area from between 846 to 803. And it's funny because Dan was the one that was saying this, like 800. Dan Truth in my chat. He was the one saying that, but I really didn't do this, TA. I'm just doing this right in front of you for the first time. So yeah, I wonder if we can find a trend line here. No. So we already have the 200 on the 1 hour appeared. That appeared a while ago. We have the 89. We have the 55. We're below all the moving averages. We are in this is a death cross. Bro, this shit was born in a death cross. Because all we never, like, as soon as it appeared, it was already in the death cross. Right here, it rejected. The 200 rejected, or the 21 rejected the 200. And we were born in a death cross. That sucks. Let's look at the 4 hour, because that chart looks like shit. Here we go with the 4 hour chart. We can even extend it to touch this. We can touch as many wicks as we can, but we can't touch, and we can't break any bodies of the candles. So right there's your trend line. So we can't break this body, but we can go through wick however we want. So yeah, you have enough confirmations here. So here you go. We have to break this trend line. We'll extend it a little bit like that. So what it could look like could be like, boom. And then drop, big drop. Try to relief. Boom. Through the trend line. That'd bring us into like around late June. Like, I mean, that could literally happen. Otherwise, I mean, we float through a couple days, doing some crazy shit. Some news comes out, Power City pumps it, and just reject, and then come down, and then up. Reject right around here, and come up. Both scenarios are possible. I would say, like, honestly, and I know this isn't going to be much help, but 50-50. If we come down to this pivot at 800, I'm buying. I'm buying in this range from 846 to here, if that does happen. But damn, this shit's looking like Zen at this point, bro. Oh. It's ugly. I'm not going to lie. It's ugly. But the overall condition of the market is ugly. It just literally, PulseChain came out in the worst environment that it could possibly come out. This is like its biggest stress test. So if you guys believe in that trope of like, oh, well, Richie just wants to shake out the weak hands and get all the big whales out and get all the big whales to dump early so the price can go up. If that's what it is, if you believe that we need to burn down the forest so new trees can grow, then there you go. Launch it right at after the most hated rally. I keep saying this. This is the most hated Bitcoin rally right here. This trapped everybody. It went up and it did not give you a chance. I'll give you a chance right here. But remember right here, when we touched here, this was the USDC circle FUD. Remember, guys, there's always FUD. I wouldn't get too hung up on the SEC thing. There is always some kind of FUD. You know, remember we had the USDC scare and everybody was running and got ratioed and got fucked. That was this. That was your only chance in this rally. And now we're just kind of rolling over. And let's take a look at the RSI real quick while we're here. The RSI is confluent. We're in the bullish control zone. We're literally at 50. When this came down, here you go. The USDC FUD brought us to 30. When we had this is the FTX. Hey, this is interesting. Here's the FTX dump right here that brought us to 30. It loves that, bro. So maybe we do get another flush and come down here to 30 at 25K. That would put PulseChain right around at 800. That would put PulseChain in our buy zone. That's possible. It really, really is possible for that to happen. And I'll buy that and I'll have more bags than rack them. See, now on the WPLS USDC side, it's lower. It's like 773. Or wait, what the fuck? Why is it so different? 740333. Why is it so different? Well, but you get the point. Dex Screener PLS DAI has plenty of old data to support. Let's take a look at that then. Let's take a look at DAI and do some DA on the DAI pair, because I think it was the most active in the beginning. So what do we have? Indicators. Not going to give me any indicators. All right. Here we go. I guess we could do a fib. Why not? The fuck? Fib channel. What the fuck? Fuck you. I ain't shit without my pivots, huh? Damn. All right. This shit's crazy, bro. We are finding support right here. We dropped a wick, sucked up the liquidity that was over here in this Fibonacci. The rest is fucking zero. But yeah, I mean, whoa. So 0.16 be 0.004, which is my target. That's crazy. That'd be nice. That's one of my take profits right there. But yeah. So I don't know. This is at some pretty good support. So let's see. So where is that line? It's 0.0964. So that's where that line is. So that's pretty good that for our target for 800. So let's see if 800 hits. See it as an opportunity, I guess. Not financial advice. Love born in a death cross. Hell yeah. Stocks are pumping. Let's take a look. This shit's important, man. We're above 4,300. I think it's gonna put, bro. My historic trend line, the CWR historic trend line. Let's look. That's at 4,400. Is the next. Not quite there to get above that. But yeah, dude, this shit's pumping like crazy. And I think it's gonna pull up Bitcoin. I really do, even though it's down. It's down like 0.09%. I think it's gonna pull up Bitcoin. People are gonna forget about this shit. In like 2 weeks, people are going to forget about it. The stock market's pumping. We're going to pause next week. We're probably going to pause. I think that's, let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look at this real quick. 0.07, 1.07 sack price. Ah, shit. That shit's hardcore, bro. And just dumping. It's the ink that kills me. It's the ink because my precious pool. Ugh. That's crazy. All right, so let's look at this real quick. FedWatch. All right, so June 14th is when we have the FOMC. So we get CPI next week. Then we have Powell. We have the target rate probabilities for June 14th. That is like in 5 days. we get the pause, the shit's going to rally. Everyone's going to forget about stupid Gary Gensler and his lawsuit that's going to take 5 years. You know, nobody gives a shit. Binance said they're going to fight him tooth and nail. Coinbase said they're going to fight him. They're trying to leave the United States. Like they got nothing, man. All they got is FUD. All they want to do is cramp the price. So I think next week we rally. You know, realistically, like what have we done if we look at the daily? I mean, it dumped, then we had a bullish engulfing candle, and now a consolidation. Now we find equilibrium right here. Although I do believe that this weekend we might have some crazy volatility to the downside, like a low liquidity pump to the downside. I think that next week, if we get the pause, you know, CPI is not crazy or anything, I think we're going to rally. I think we're going to rally and we're going to pump. And I hope to buy a little bit this weekend for that so I can catch a little bit of the bottom. Like I said, I'm DCAing on this as my base case. The 4-year cycle theory for Bitcoin. We got the halving Monday, April 24th. Monday the 15th, April 2024, right here. And then that's when shit goes batshit crazy. The only time we had a flush before that was on Cozy 19, which is a black swan, but otherwise we pumped into it. Look at these consolidations. You can see these consolidations right here and then pop right before it's like it pops before the start of the halving. Look at this long consolidation. I feel like it's going to be like 2015. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be like 2015. Just kind of like a sideways gnarly range where everybody gets like shook out and bored. Right now we're straight up clowns, bro. Man, we are clowns in the world. Like people laugh, bro. Like some of the people that are my friends that they laugh at crypto. It's really embarrassing right now. But when that shit runs again, dude, like they're gonna cry. They're gonna come buy my bags. They're gonna buy the top. So yeah, man. I think that we're gonna have like a sideways and then a huge up candle. So like probably sideways and slightly up until like December, and then once the new tax year starts, I think it's gonna pump like it did this year. Because remember, this is when the new year started. Let's look at it. Coinbase daily. Look at these candles. Remember, people were crying. Let's look. Tuesday. So that's December. January 1st, 2023. That's when it happened. Boom. New tax year. People tax loss harvested. New tax year. It just ripped. Well, now we're gonna have a new tax year going into the halving year. So I think it's going to rip. I think it's going to front run rip. I think we have a fall rally. I think the summer is going to be kind of boring. Maybe, you know, once this FUD, like mid to late summer, I think that's when we're going to really start building that halving hype. You know, like we're going to start really building it. And then by late winter, I think people are going to front run. I think people are going to front run the new year pump. Like November, December, I think the shit's going to be batshit out of control. I think PulseChain is going to be, we're definitely going to be I think we're going to drop a 0. That's my prediction. I think by the winter we drop a 0. And we'll be at all-time highs, and Bitcoin will be above 40K and going into the halving. I think everybody literally is watching the halving right now. So that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think we're going to have some big nasty recession or anything like that. It's possible, but I don't think so. So anyways, I'm pretty sure Richard does not want to see this happening, ruining his reputation. Why would he? Of course he doesn't want this shit happening. I'm not big on that trope of like, oh, shaking out the weak hands. I'm not really big on shit like that. Of course he doesn't want this shit to happen. And it's almost like Hex has to be successful for the credibility of PulseChain. Like if Hex dies and goes to 0 and shit, like people are gonna be like, oh, so PulseChain's a Richard Hart project. Didn't he have Hex that go to 0? Oh, I ain't fucking with that, you know? So it's almost like Hex must survive. And I don't know how, but these are the hard times. These are the times that like, I remember when Hex came out and it just kept going down and down and down and down. I was looking at it at like 56 Satoshis, you know, and then look what happened. DeFi summer. So before that DeFi summer event, this time, instead of just watching and dabbling, I'm kind of going harder. So I'm not saying you should follow me because you might get AIDS and die, but that's what I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm good with that. But anyways, guys, that's about it for today. Sorry, man, like kind of not used to streaming again, but we will be back probably on Sunday and see how this played out. See if we flush down into our buy targets. All right. Hex has AIDS. What's up, 100 lot ES? Oh man, dude, it's AIDS on crack, bro. Holy shit. Hex is so bad, dude. Let's take a peek before we get off stream. Let's take a look. Do we have a game plan for Hex? Let's take a look again. I mean, I feel like the game plan for Hex kind of played out. It's just dang. How do you have a hold up? Let me share a screen. How do you have a game plan for that? Buy the dip. Buy the dip if you have the chip. Shit. I don't know, man. Good luck, guys. Stay strong. It's all temporary FUD. The shit's gonna come back like it always does. And we're gonna melt faces. And if you're in the PulseChain ecosystem, you're in a new L1 going into a new DeFi summer, you're gonna be all right, in my opinion. All right. So peace. I'll see you next time.